To all my skinny people out there, I know for a fact that most of you have heard comments like, "Oh my god, you are so skinny. Do you even eat? Are you on a diet? You look weak." Or my personal favorite, "Your family doesn't feed you properly." Because apparently, being naturally skinny automatically turns society into a nutrition expert. A lot of skinny people get bullied for their weight in school, colleges, even by relatives who think body shaming becomes legal the moment you are thin instead of fat. And trust me, I know what that feels like because I myself got bullied for being skinny in school. Even teachers joined the competition. And honestly, it wasn't even my fault that I was underweight compared to my peers. After years of trying to gain weight and still not seeing acceptable society approved results, I finally accepted, "Nikita, this is just who you are." It was difficult, but I made peace with it. But imagine hating your body your whole life only to realize that somewhere in China, your body type is considered the ultimate beauty goal. And when I say beauty standards in China have become insane recently, I mean insane, especially on Douyin, which, if you don't know, is basically Chinese TikTok, but with beauty standards designed by people who apparently want to compete with vampires. Their obsession with pale skin isn't even hidden anymore. At this point, it feels like the goal is not healthy glow, but freshly resurrected Victorian ghost. But pale skin is just the beginning because Chinese beauty influencers have somehow managed to set beauty standards so unrealistically high that even aliens would look at them and say, "Okay, that's a bit too much." But first, let's take a look on how Chinese beauty influencers have and are still setting the bar so high to give tough competition to aliens. The first viral madness was the belly button challenge. And yes, it's exactly as ridiculous as it sounds. People would wrap one arm behind their back around their waist and try to touch their belly button. If they could touch it, it supposedly meant they were thin. Because apparently human flexibility and organ placement are now beauty measurements. The trend went massively viral online, and obviously doctors criticized it because it promoted unrealistic and unhealthy body proportions. But did the internet care? Of course not. The internet looked at medical professionals and collectively said, "Anyway, next challenge." Then came the coin collarbone challenge. Yes, coins on collarbones. People literally started stacking coins inside their collarbones to show how thin they were. And the more coins you could balance, the prettier you were considered. This trend exploded around 2015 on Chinese social media platforms like Weibo. Girls posted selfies with stacked coins. Comparison photos got viral. Videos showing how many coins they could hold. Visible bones became an achievement. Imagine being so deep into beauty culture that your skeleton starts getting fan appreciation posts. And somehow it still got worse because influencers evolved the challenge like it was some anime villain power up arc. Soon people started balancing eggs, phones, fruits, lipsticks, and even live fish swimming in water filled collarbones. Yes, fish. Imagine waking up one day and thinking, "You know what would really improve my beauty content today? A literal fish swimming in my collarbone." That is not beauty anymore. That is National Geographic. Then came the infamous A4 waist challenge. Girls would compare their waist size to the width of an A4 sheet of paper. If their waist disappeared behind the paper, they were considered attracted enough. Just imagine how normalized extreme thinness had become online. At this point, the beauty standard was no longer be healthy. It became, can you physically disappear? But wait, the influencers were not done traumatizing society yet. Then came the era of insane cosmetic procedures. And trust me, when I first found out about some of these surgeries, I genuinely sat there thinking, human beings can actually do this to their faces? And not even get me started with the BM style. Because it wasn't just a fashion trend, it became a body type requirement disguised as fashion. The idea BM girl had ultra thin fame, tiny waist, flat stomach, and because the brand promoted one size clothing, people started associating fitting into those clothes with being attractive. Suddenly, social media was full of phrases like BM body, BM fit. The trend slowly turned into another form of body check culture, where fashion stopped being about style and became How close are you to look medically underweight? Then came the terrifying rise of Douyin and AI beauty filters. And honestly, this is where things became genuinely dystopian because they weren't normal filters anymore. These filters could slim your face, lighten your skin, make your eyes bigger, sharpen your jawline, lengthen your legs, narrow your waist, and smooth your skin instantly. And the scary part, some of them looked unbelievably realistic. Creators started looking identical online because every filter pushed the exact same beauty ideal. At one point, everybody online started looking like they were manufactured in the same AI beauty factory. And this created a huge gap between online appearance and real life appearance. There were even moments where livestream glitches exposed editing and filters accidentally turned off. Fans saw celebrities in real life and got shocked because they looked completely different. Imagine meeting your favorite influencer and realizing you have basically been catfished by an app. Then came the idol crash diet culture and paper thin aesthetics. And unfortunately, this pressure didn't only affect women. Male idols got dragged into it too because in C entertainment and K pop spaces, celebrities are constantly expected to stay extremely thin because cameras supposedly make people look bigger. Fans praise discipline. Agencies push appearance standards. Social media compares bodies 24 into 7. This led to dangerous dieting, extreme weight loss, minimal eating before shoots, and fragile looking bodies becoming ideal beauty type. The internet started romanticizing people looking one missed meal away from collapsing. Then came phrases like ant waist, tiny skeleton, small face. At this point, people weren't even complimenting humans anymore. They were complimenting proportions that look physically impossible in real life. And have you noticed something? Chinese actresses in dramas actually look healthy. Their skin tone looks normal, their bodies look balanced. But then you see real life events or heavily edited online photos, and suddenly they look dramatically thinner and several shades paler because online beauty culture keeps pushing this idea that the thinner you are, the paler you are, the more fragile you look, the prettier you become. Basically, if you look like a haunted Victorian porcelain doll who hasn't seen sunlight in 300 years, congratulations, the internet thinks you are gorgeous. And now things have somehow become even more extreme. There are now viral discussions about rib removal surgeries for ultra tiny waist. Yes, removing ribs. Imagine literally removing parts of your skeleton just to fit a beauty type. At this point, the beauty standard is no longer beauty, it's survival of the thinnest. And honestly, my biggest concern isn't even the influencers doing these things, it's the amount of pressure and insecurity people must be carrying inside themselves to go to such extremes because nobody wakes up one day and casually decides, you know what, I don't need this rib. People reach these points because society slowly convinces them they are never enough. And now, even facial beauty standards have become hyper specific. Current Douyin beauty trends include huge anime like eyes, tiny V shaped face, small noses, pale skin, glossy lips, soft doll like features. At this point, they don't even want people to look human anymore. They want everybody to look like AI generated manhwa characters. And honestly, I would not be surprised if one day influencers start a trend where people try to become thinner than paper. Because with Douyin beauty culture, the rule is simple: expect the unexpected.